Um, I'm blessed with an amazing group of friends, an amazing family who um, are always checking in, making sure they're helping. But sometimes late at night, it's just me by myself working at the computer and trying to get things done, update my website, grab content, come up with new things. I really had to find ways to kind of keep myself accountable to the things that I said. So if I said this week, I'm going to strive to reach out to 10 customers, then I got to try to do that. So I had to learn how to keep myself accountable, which is really hard because if I ask you to do something, if I ask you to, hey, here are my goals, right? You will check in on Friday. Hey, Carlene, you had goals. Did you do it? And it's all great. You're my accountability partner. But now when it's time for me to keep myself accountable, I can set my goals and I can change it when I feel like it. It could be Wednesday. I'm like, I said 10, I'm going to do 5 instead. And then Friday came, I'm like, I did 3, I did great. But really kind of stay accountable and also keep myself organized. I work in healthcare, which is crazy on its own. And to also run a business, a growing bakery business, I really had to stay organized and kind of keep my time in check and make sure that I not only worked in healthcare and not only ran a business, but I took care of myself too. So for me, I really had to learn organizational traits, time management, and just making sure I keep myself accountable.
That's very powerful, Mr. Jamaal.
So, I think 2 traits when it comes to trying to be successful that I think everybody should have is 1, humility, be humble. Because when you're humble, you realize you don't know everything, and you'll seek out the answers. So, like you said, you have a mentor, you went to mentorships and so forth, so on. With my book, I had no idea how to write a book. So I talked to people, I did my research because I realized I didn't know how to do it. Humble. The other thing is you have to be courageous. And what courage means is, a lot of people think courage means doing something that's, just doing something brave. But no, courage is doing something in the presence of fear. That's what courage is. So when you're going to be successful, you're going to be afraid. And when you keep doing what you're trying to do in the face of fear, that is courage. Well, to be successful, you got to go out on a limb. You got to, try something that might fail. And failure is not bad. It's how you react to failure that's bad. So you have to be courageous if you want to be successful. If you're going to go to medical school to be a doctor, well, you got to go. You got to take the test. You're going to be nervous. If you're going to invest, you might lose money. That's okay. You just learn from it. Even if you meet a woman or you want to marry her, you got to take some courage. You got to go out. The success will be there, possibly. Hopefully it'll be there. But you need humility and courage in order to be successful. Because if you think you know everything, you don't. How can you be successful if you think you know everything? How do you know your flaws and your weaknesses and how to work with them? And courage, well, if you're going to do something, like start a business, that's admirable. Because I can start, there's a lot of fear in that. But to be successful, you have to have courage. In the presence of that fear, you have to go through that fear, battle it, and do what you need to do, set your goals. And just because one goal doesn't work doesn't mean you stop. Keep with the courageous intensity, and you can become successful.
That's very powerful. And I want to kind of go into what you guys both said. One word what you said to me that stood out was accountability. It's easy to have accountability partners, but it's different when you have to hold yourself accountable. Where you say, you're going to post this many times, you're going to bake this many times, So how do you, face that challenge of holding yourself accountable? Because a lot of people, this is the end of the year. January 1st is coming. Everybody's going to have this new goal, new me. I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to save and all these different things. They post it on social media, they do all these different things, vision board, but yet at the end of the year, it's like, what happened? Like, where did they go wrong?
Yeah, I think I love that you said courage. It takes courage, right? It takes courage to set goals and to stick to your goals and to actually execute your goals. I think people see this entrepreneur life and they're like, oh yeah, you get to work for yourself, you get to set time for yourself, and you get to make money. And they don't understand how scary it could be when I'm about to put out a new product, I don't know if they're gonna like it. I don't know if it's gonna taste. I know it tastes good to me. It's gonna taste good to you. I don't know. I don't like when I bake a cake. So my sister really does a lot of the baking. Her name is Zoe, and she also helps me run this business. So she's an amazing baker. I trust her skills. I know she's amazing. But I often have to decorate the cakes. And it is so scary when it's time for me to take that picture and send it to the customer. And I'm like, it's taking a while for them to text back. Do they hate it? I don't know. It is so scary, but I show up anyway. I take the order anyway. It's something I've probably never done in my life. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try it anyway. So it takes a lot of courage, a lot more courage than I think people truly understand, to even just start, you know. So if you have the courage to start, then have the courage to set the goals, have the courage to stick to the goals and see it through, whether or not the results are what you expected them to be, just to see it through. But it takes courage to do that.
That's really great. And it's funny you mentioned courage. That was like, that's the word that stood out to me that you mentioned. And oftentimes, like you just said, you know, you have to do things in fear. And even right now, you know, I feel like that word kind of spoke to me personally when I'm at my current journey of entrepreneurship. Just doing things off the limb, you know, with the, you know, whether or not, you know, people there, people are not there, whether or not certain views are there, you know, I get this different kind of partnership. Because like you said, entrepreneurship can be very scary because you never know what's gonna happen, what's gonna be that video, what's gonna be that interview, you know, that food, you know, what person you're gonna meet is gonna set the whole life, change your whole life. And I want to ask, you know, how do you personally continue to wake up every day and say, you know, no matter what happened yesterday, that I'm still gonna face this, I'm still gonna pursue this, you know, this is what God gave me, that I'm gonna get it done.
So I'm another key word that I love is discipline. And discipline basically is doing what needs to be done, whether you want to do it or not. And I found in my personal life, when I've gotten myself in trouble, I did not have discipline. When I failed, I did not have discipline. Discipline, whether you want to do it or not, it's got to be done. And that's another key to success. You got to be disciplined. And just because something doesn't go your way, you stay on the path. Stay disciplined. This is what I need to do. This is how I'm going to get there. There's no excuse. I can't use I'm tired. I can't use I'm sick. I can't use I'm stressed. Stay disciplined. And that's how, for me, I can get up and do what I need to do. Because things aren't always going to go your way. You know, if you look at life, life is all about discipline. The seasons, it's about to be winter. I know next December, there'll be winter again. You understand? The leaves fall off the trees in the fall, they grow back in the spring. Life rewards discipline because life is discipline. Too many people are undisciplined, which is why they're unsuccessful. So if your goal is to lose weight or get in shape, all right, I'm going to start January 1st, which a lot of people are going to do. And then by March, they fall off because they don't want to do it. No. It's not about if you want to do it. It's you need to do it. So there's days I go to the gym, I'm not in the mood, I still go anyway. My feelings don't matter. It's what needs to be done. So discipline is what needs to happen. Life rewards discipline because life is discipline.
That's powerful. And I feel like you're gonna hurt some people's feelings by saying that the emotion doesn't matter because, you know, in this current world, you know, going back to what you said, taking care of yourself, you know, this word of self-care, you know, I'm still trying to wrap my head, my mind around self-care because oftentimes it will be days where you may not feel like showing up. Maybe days you may not feel like, you know, posting, you know, baking, taking an order, you know, speaking to a client. But like you said, you know, you have to do it anyway. So I guess how do you balance that where you don't completely ignore your emotions or completely ignore how you're feeling through the process, but still be disciplined enough to realize that this is bigger than you. This is something else.
Well, that's where humility comes in. Because if we look at Jesus Christ, you know, he sacrificed himself for us. I don't know if did he want to do that or did he feel he needed to? That's what he was sent for. He didn't say, I don't want to do it. He did what needed to be done. So if Jesus can do that and we're followers of Jesus, who am I, Jamaal Boyce, to say, well, I don't want to do it. Listen, if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And, you know, and listen, I wasn't always disciplined like that. You know, when I was younger, sure, I didn't wake up out of the womb discipline.
Okay.
It takes failures. And then when I look back on my life, I'm a lot older than you, but when I look back on my life and I look at my failures, there's one thing that I can point back to. I was undisciplined. And as I've gotten older, I realized that. That's why I'm such a person today who's big on discipline. You have to be disciplined in how you move. And if you look at the military, if two armies go to war and one army is undisciplined and the other is disciplined, we probably know who's going to win. That's why in the military, what do they preach? Discipline. Discipline is huge. In order for us to achieve our goal, in order for us to win this war in life, or the battles that we're going to face, our internal battles, you have to be disciplined. And that's what helps me. Again, when I was young, I was undisciplined. But through my failures in life, I've learned that discipline is key. So my failures in life were a learning experience because now I understand what it takes to succeed. Discipline, courage,